Okay.
So, hi friends, this is Abhishek here from Catch Up Time Season 6. We are in the episode 4 today. I am having Mr. Narendra today. He's a retired magistrate and has served in different capacities with the government of Haryana and has got over 34 years of experience working with them. So, Narendra ji, I wanted to just thank you for joining this show. And I wanted to just briefly touch upon a very important point. We know that pending cases in our judiciary system has been a biggest problem since 50, 60 years. So उसका कोई solution हम लोग क्यों नहीं निकाल पा रहे अभी तक? अभी तो टेक्नोलॉजी भी आ गई है, चैट जीपीटी भी आ गया है. So what do you see the future of these pending cases?
Thanks, Abhishek ji. You have taken up such a topic, which is not a topic, which is a disease. And
Yes.
this disease is a pandemic. This disease of pendency of court cases is epidemic, sir, which has been affecting the health, the finances of the people in the villages, and equally people in the towns and big cities, because the number of cases which are pending in the judicial courts throughout Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Gujarat to Northeast are approximately 5 crores. And I am apprehensive whether this data includes the number of cases pending with executive courts, that is the collector court, that's the commissioner court. So the topic you have taken up is very, very relevant, very, very, you see, a requirement of the time. If some debates even start what to talk about, taking up the strong measures on the law department and the judiciary at a very senior level. So if it becomes a talk of the town, I say, if this topic becomes the topic and subject of discussion among the legal luminaries and intelligentsia throughout India, that will be a gain for us, that will be an achievement for us. So if you talk about reasons, so this is a very good, relevant starting point question. Primarily, to some extent, no. To a good extent, no. Perhaps to a great extent, the judicial system is suffering from the misdoings, underdoings, and overdoings of executive. Executive residuaries, executive remnants, by their acts of, as I have used the words, misdoing, underdoing, and overdoing, become cases for judicial system. And you see, just have a look at a district level system. There are hardly 50 judges. That too in a big district. In small districts, there are hardly 20 to 30 judges, including the judges posted at subdivisions, in comparison with the hundreds of officers deputed in that district, with hundreds or thousands of their subordinates. And you see that amounts comes to be at least plus 1,000 or more in a small district. And the misdoings of all these things come as judicial cases being faced by hardly 20, 30, or 40 judges. And you see, just see the comparison of the people who are fighting at, and just see the other level who are facing these fires. So if you want to improve the system of prompt, speedy judicial deliverance of cases, so the defect lies with the executive. No doubt there are certain lapses of the judicial system in procedural matters which are delaying and all that things. But primarily, as I have been in such post that I enjoyed four types of power. It is only a typical post of block development panchayat officer come executive magistrate that I enjoyed four types of powers, which rarely any officer enjoys. I enjoyed political powers, I enjoyed financial huge powers, I enjoyed some judicial powers, and I enjoyed executive power कि मैं पुलिस लेके लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन को ठीक कर रहा हूँ. And I have experience of shuttling between a gram panchayat sarpanch to chief minister office, and on the other hand, shuttling from a sub judge to Supreme Court in order to parry my cases.
Okay.
So one by way of your elite questions, by way of your enlightened questions, I will be telling in details, since I have been part of that system which has been creating these problems for the judiciary. And where the judiciary is lacking somewhere as responsible for such a huge delay that a case starts and the trial court takes 10 years for its trial. Then it's appeal, and then it's appeal, and then appeal. The sub-judge is promoted as High Court judge, and on the other hand, the litigants go in appeal before that High Court judge when they start the case in the trial court when he was sub-judge after 25 years, 30 years, like that. So
Then
this is the scenario.
you think that there is a chance now with people are talking about Chat GPT in the scenario that technological advancement can help. बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा आगे की बात कर रहे हैं. हमारी जो प्रॉब्लम करेंटली है वो है इन केसेस का जो पेंडिंग है, चाहे वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पे हो, चाहे वो नेशनल लेवल पे हो, चाहे वो स्टेट लेवल पे हो. इतने सारे केसेस का स्पीडी डिस्पोजल अब कैसे करेंगे एज अ जुडिशरी मैकेनिज्म? what do you think can be the steps which can help in cleaning all these pending cases in the span of maybe 5 years or 10 years or 15 years? आपको क्या लगता है कि कितने सालों तक ये केसेस मतलब निपटारा हो जाएगा इनका? कितने टाइम तक ये केसेस का स्पीडी रिकवरेबल पॉसिबल है?
Abhishek, if we put aside criminal cases and cases related to civil matters like property matters, there are quite a number of cases like divorce cases, like motor accident claim cases, like cases of land revenue, and quite a number of other fields are there from where this big pile up of cases are coming up. If the Lok Adalats are properly organized in the villages with their follow-up procedure, wheresoever I was posted, so judicial courts and CGMs used to direct us as to please provide us a place and infrastructure and everything for organization of the Lok Adalat, and the judge will come and sit and listen to the cases compromise, and the people will hardly come 4, 5, 6, or 7, and even if the number of people are coming 30, 40 in that short span of 5 to 6 hours, there will hardly be any disposal of 2 or 3 cases, and the media coverage will be very good because the media is not going to see the papers. So excellent media coverage is there to save their skins from the high of that it was successful Lok Adalat. No, not at all. Because there is no follow-up mechanism, follow-up procedure. If a person has come for a compromise, he has got a hurt psyche, he has got a hurt ego. So, judicial system or executive system for the deliverance of the court cases, judgment should reach to the doorsteps of the litigants by way of increasing the number of paralegal volunteers and legal volunteers, and by providing them enough remuneration from the government of India I tell you, the government of India law department and even our development department, you have heard the name of NREGA scheme,
Yes.
NREGA Act. In that, unskilled labor class are provided with the labor in every village. So a small amendment is required on the part of the Rural Development Department, Government of India, in consultation with the law department, and paralegal volunteers will also be paid with remuneration after a successful disposal of a compromise of a case. Because without money, and nobody is going to waste their time. So paralegal volunteers and advocates can also be converted into counselors and volunteers, paid only. That for a successful disposal of a compromise case, some successful compromise, they will be paid for some certain amount agreeable after negotiation with the law councils and जो लॉ एसोसिएशंस हैं और सारी बनी हुई है, उनके उसमें एक नेटवर्क होना चाहिए। जैसे हर गांव में पटवारी का नेटवर्क है, हर गांव में ग्राम सचिव का नेटवर्क है, आशा वर्कर फीमेल्स में है, आंगनबाड़ी वर्कर्स है। गांव में एग्जीक्यूटिव का नेटवर्क बड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग है और हर गांव में सीएचसी सेंटर है, कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर। हर गांव में ग्राम सचिवालय बन गए हैं। आपके गुजरात से आया है ये मॉडल, आपके गुजरात से ये मॉडल हरियाणा में आया है जब से बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट आई है मोदी जी का। दैट इज वर्किंग वेरी सक्सेसफुली। अब एक गांव की जो पॉपुलेशन है 5,000 की 10,000 की, बाई वे ऑफ ग्राम सचिवालय, बाई वे ऑफ द village level state government functionaries and CHC center, everybody is, his heads are, the heads of the rural folk are countable by the government of India, government of states. So if this network is developed properly, then the Lok Adalats will give amazing results, surprising results. And I am taking this guarantee and professing from my housetop on this channel that give me an opportunity to organize the Lok Adalats in this manner. We will give amazing result. Hand over one district with this problem of suffering from maximum number of cases, and we will give the results within 365 days. Positively, sir, I claim it confidently.
Okay. So I think ये सब चीजें तो क्लियर है, लेकिन एक और चीज जो मुझे लगता है कि आई थिंक बहुत सारे लोग मिस करते हैं, या मैंने इस पे डिबेट काफी देखी, न्यूज चैनल्स पे भी देखी, हम सब ने देखी कि फाइनेंशियल बर्डन इन केसेस का कितना है हमारे जीडीपी पे या हमारे बजट में। क्योंकि ऑब्वियसली ये जो केसेस है इनका कुछ तो कॉस्ट है, सरकार पे हो या फिर पुलिस वालों पे या लॉ एंड ऑर्डर पे, एवरीथिंग हैज अ कॉस्ट। तो ये जितने भी पेंडिंग केसेस है इनका लगभग कितना कॉस्ट हमको बेयर करना पड़ रहा है और कितना सिटीजन्स कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं इन पेंडिंग केसेस पे?
सर, no such data has ever been published and is never going to be published.
Okay.
This will be like washing dirty linen in the public on the part of the judicial system, executive system, and the government system. But I tell you one thing, that government has a budget of, central government has a budget of 40 lakh crores. 40 lakh crores. This is the budget as the disposal of the government of India, about which the allocation is done in the month of February when the budget session is done. And for a state like Haryana, the budget is 40,000 to 50,000 crores, and a state of Maharashtra has 5.5 lakh crore का budget है, and all our states, if combined together, have an equal to 40 lakh crores of center, and the state budgets approximately 40 lakh crores plus. This much amount is at the disposal of states and central governments. And judiciary needs hardly a spice, hardly a part, hardly a peanuts out of it, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many, because you spoke about the amount of judges we have only 50 judges. at the district level. तो हमें इन केसेस को डिस्पोज करने के लिए कितने और नए जजेस चाहिए, so that we can ensure speedy disposal of these pending cases at central level, state level, district level या लोक अदालत level पे.
No, sir. Abhishek ji, no need of new judges. They will be recruited as per the schedule. Then the old judges are retired. Retired judges are there in great numbers.
Okay.
And retired almals, retired readers, retired PA to retired the close and associated staff of the judges are there. Now the next question which should come up is that where to open the new courts. So I tell you that the Tehsil offices and BDPO offices have enough rooms with them. A BDPO office caters to 40 or 50 villages, or sometimes 30 villages, or sometimes 5-10 villages, depending upon the size of that block. So the buildings are enough, and moreover, government has crores of rupees for the construction of further infrastructure. So for running a court, only 2 rooms are required, sir. Only 2 rooms are required. One is for the staff, the second is for the court.
But then एक और चीज जो पहले डिबेट होती थी काफी, आज भी कितनी एप्लीकेबल है या नहीं मैं नहीं जानता, कि बीच में एक डिबेट ये भी चलती थी कि कोर्ट के पास इतना अच्छा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, हमारे पास अच्छे कोर्ट रूम्स नहीं है, हमारे पास कोर्ट लॉबीज नहीं है, कोर्ट्स मतलब तो जैसे पहले से अंग्रेजों के जमाने से वैसे ही है, कोई उनका इम्प्रोवाइजेशन नहीं हुआ है, कोई उनका रीडेवलपमेंट नहीं हुआ है. आपको क्या लगता है कि ये बात सच है, या ऑल ओवर अगर इंडिया में देखें तो कुछ स्टेट्स को छोड़ दे तो डू यू थिंक दिस इज द सेम सिचुएशन? गांव में जाओ आप, तहसील में जाओ आप, या फिर किसी जिले में जाओ, तो क्या आज भी कोर्ट्स की हालत वैसी ही है जैसे पहले थी?
Sir, you are right, because there is a dire need, there is an acute need of sitting together of law department, government of India, and the top judicial people, and the demands from the lower judiciary should be accumulated, and this should be discussed with the law ministry, and the law ministry will provide budget and every infrastructure wheresoever required. But I have explained to you earlier that there is, out of the judicial premises, you see, new courts can be opened in BDO offices and Tehsil offices. Enough rooms are spare. For sitting of a sub-judge, only one room is required for court, and another room is required for staff. So, sir, enough infrastructure is available, which is lying vacant. Rooms are lying vacant in the BDO offices and Tehsil offices, and somewhere even in sub-divisional offices. So retired judges' services and their associated staff services should be hired, and they should be decided that such an amount of remuneration will be given to them in single case, and parallel courts within the nearest possible location of that area can easily be organized, can easily be conducted, can easily be operationalized, can easily be actualized.
So we have the infrastructure, but we are not using it.
No problem. The problem is the communication gap between the political bosses, the executive bosses, and the judicial bosses, because three are highly egoistic and rarely talk to each other. Everybody has his face. One has got to south, the other is north, third one is to east, and the fourth one is the police organization, which is to the remaining direction. So how can that be possible? They need to sit together. They need to work together. At present, they are working in watertight compartments, having very superiority attitude regarding their organizations and with their power structure. Every institution has got its powers, and whenever one institution finds an opportunity to let down the other, they do it. But for the smooth functioning, which should reach, the benefit of which should reach down in the street of the villages, to that person who is suffering from this problem, that will mean something. Otherwise, the system is running for last 70 years.
Okay. एक और कंप्लेंट सिटीजन्स की रहती है कि द लीगल सिस्टम समटाइम्स इज अनरीजनेबली वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव। होता क्या है कि दिस इज जो गरीब लोग है या जो मिडिल क्लास लोग है, उनकी रीच से ये लीगल सर्विसेज है या ये जुडिशरी सिस्टम में काफी दूर हो जाती है, बिकॉज पीपल फील कि ये बहुत एक्सपेंसिव हो जाता है ओवर द कोर्स ऑफ टाइम टू यू नो टू टेक द सर्विसेज ऑफ अ वेरी गुड लॉयर, एंड उसके चक्कर में द जस्टिस इज ऑलवेज डिलेड या फिर जस्टिस हो ही नहीं पाता। तो डू यू थिंक कि गवर्नमेंट शुड इनकलकेट प्रैक्टिसेस और मतलब कुछ ऐसे चेंजेस आने चाहिए लीगल सिस्टम में कि द लीगल services become affordable for a middle class or even for a lower middle class person also?
Sir, you are absolutely right that the expenses of the lawyers are very high, particularly when there is an outstanding lawyer. But as I told you, na, that if we engage fresh lawyers by way of law adalats, by empowering them with legal volunteers and fixing a remuneration for a successful mediation or a successful compromise case. So that remuneration will be decided by the government of India and the state government. And the paradigm will shift from top lawyers who are there and from the fresher lawyers. And the fresher lawyers will like to go ahead with the successful mediation or successful disposal or compromise of the case for the sake of the remuneration. For example, if rupees 3,000, 3,000 rupees are given to a fresh lawyer with just 1 year or 2 years of practice, and if he disposes of 5 or 10 cases in a month, he's going to get 30,000 rupees. Whereas he's not an established lawyer, and particularly first generation lawyer finds it very tough struggle to establish himself. So there is need to change this paradigm.
Okay.
Could you get my point?
Yes. There is also one thing कि people obviously ask related to legal system कि जो आजकल lawyers के ऊपर एक जो आजकल के lawyers जो आप 10-15 साल से देख रहे हो, उनकी लाइफस्टाइल के लिए दे आर काफी इन न्यूज। उन पे काफी वेब सीरीज बन रही है, उन पे काफी मूवीज बन रही है कि पहले जो एक लाइफस्टाइल होता था एक लॉयर का जो कि एक बहुत अच्छे फर्म से काम कर रहा है, आजकल उसकी लाइफस्टाइल पे काफी वेब सीरीज बनाई जा रही है, काफी मूवीज बनाई जा रही है और एक अलग टाइप का मैसेज दिया जा रहा है कि ये आज के लॉयर्स हैं जिनका लाइफस्टाइल एकदम सोफेस्टिकेटेड से ऊपर एक एरिस्टोक्रेटिक हो गया है। तो क्या ये चीजें पहले भी एग्जिस्ट करती थी? अगर करती थी तो फिर उन्हें दिखाया नहीं जाता था कि सिर्फ केस टू केस दिखाया जाता था या कोर्ट रूम ड्रामा दिखाया जाता था? लेकिन आजकल लाइफ भी काफी फोकस लॉयर्स की लाइफ पे कि वो कौन सी गाड़ी चला रहे हैं, कहाँ पार्टी कर रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं। सो डू यू थिंक इन सब चीजों का कुछ असर पड़ता है सोसाइटी पर?
Sir, two institutions have grown up from an unglamorous area to glamorous area. One is star anchors. You see in the profession of media, some anchors are coming up as celebrity anchors, star anchors. Similarly, is the case with lawyers in that field. Some lawyers are coming up as celebrity lawyers, star lawyers. And you see they charge per minute some 5,000 rupees or some 2,000 rupees. And for single case, they charge rupees 3 lakh, 4 lakh. I told you na, ki the system is not taking care of this thing. When the paradigm will shift, they will be restored back to just a part of the system without any glamorous effect being added to this institution, which is at the cost of the sweating of common man.
ठीक है। एंड लेकिन ये सब तो चीजें हमने लॉयर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बात करी। अब एक चीज ये भी है कि फॉर अ कॉमन मैन जो लॉ समझता नहीं है, ठीक है, लॉ उसको ऊपर ऊपर से पता होता है, बट देन देयर आर फोर्सेस व्हिच आर मिसगाइडिंग देम आल्सो। अब आजकल आप देखते हो सोशल मीडिया पे काफी सारे लॉयर्स बन गए हैं इन्फ्लुएंसर, तो डू यू थिंक कि वो जो गाइड कर रहे हैं, वो जो बातें करते हैं, डू यू थिंक वो कितनी सच्ची है और कितनी ऐसी है जो एक आम आदमी को एक्चुअली रिस्पाइट दिला सकते हैं?
Sir, lawyer is a part of a judicial system.
हम्म।
He is uh, he is receiving and driving all the force from his top brass. So as I have told you in our this discussion, if the paradigm is shift that he gets an opportunity for disposal of the case instead of creating case, you can feel the difference.
ठीक। बट देन हमारा जो लीगल सिस्टम है उसको जैसे डिपिक्ट कराया जाता है वैसे लॉयर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से डिपिक्ट कराया जाता है, लेकिन मैंने कभी ऐसा नहीं देखा कि वो जजेस के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से डिपिक्ट करा रहे हैं या फिर इवन फ्रॉम आउटसाइड कॉमन पर्सन। लेकिन काफी ज्यादा जो हम देखते हैं, कंटेंट देखते हैं, काफी ज्यादा एक पार्ट ऑफ देखते हैं, तो उसके हिसाब से तो आप देख सकते हो फिर क्या है।
That's all there from lawyer's angle. It is basically from law's angle. It is only from if you see a lawyer, how he debates and how he argues and how he pleads his case in the court. So every sentence of a counsel, of an advocate, of a lawyer comes out of CRPC, CPC, and IPC. And then the multiplication and magnifying of these things in different manners. But whether it is judge or whether it is lawyer, they are bound strictly by the law passed by the constitution prevalent in the country. So whether it is perspective of judge or whether it's perspective of litigant or whether it's perspective of a counsel, that will not matter. That never matters. It is only the law.
ऑलवेज लॉ। ओके, सो अब आपको क्या लगता है कि ऐसी कौन सी चीजें करनी चाहिए सिस्टम को? चैट जीपीटी को मैं बीच में नहीं लाऊंगा क्योंकि लोग चैट जीपीटी के बारे में काफी कुछ कह रहे हैं कि हम अगर चैट जीपीटी का यूज करेंगे तो हमारा लीगल सिस्टम बहुत हाईटेक हो जाएगा, फास्ट हो जाएगा। लेकिन वो एक लॉयर्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू डिस्कशन है जो मैंने आई थिंक पहले भी पिछले शो में करी थी, कि वो लॉयर्स को फायदा है कि अपना आर्ग्यूमेंट अच्छे से प्रिपेयर कर सकते, स्पीडीली प्रिपेयर कर सकते, उसका फायदा होगा। लेकिन ओवरऑल जो सिस्टम है उसको टेक्नोलॉजी को इनकलकेट करने में कितना टाइम लगे?
Your question is quite relevant, and if I summarize your question that is what measures should be taken for speedy disposal of the cases. So one, I will speak in this matter. Number one is the judiciary for every matter needs record and documents from executive. If there is a property case, so what are the, if मान लो एक will से संबंधित केस है, तो what is that will? That is with sub registrar, that is called तहसीलदार. So that is with the clerk of the तहसीलदार. So for every purpose, even for demarcation of a land, whether it is part of A's property or whether it is part of B property, a court needs measurement from sub registrar, that is तहसीलदार, from Kanun Go, from Naib Tahsildar, from Patwari. So this itself will take 6 months by the judicial court because someone will go to Tahsildar after 2 months. He will appear in the date and he will be given this order that you do demarcation. I say that solution of this thing that the retired Tahsildar should be engaged by judicial officers under CGM or any other officer. There must be a team at the district judicial court comprising of 2 तहसीलदार, 4 नायब तहसीलदार, 5 कानून गो, 10-15 पटवारी. And all the demarcation cases in all the courts should be handed over to them. This is called appointment of commission. वो litigant से payment ले लेते हैं और 2 दिन के अंदर सारी रिपोर्ट वो खुद ही रेवेन्यू रिकॉर्ड जो लोकल तहसीलदार है उससे टाई अप करके, क्योंकि वो खुद भी तहसीलदार रहे हैं, उनसे टाई अप करके और डिमार्केशन 2 दिन के अंदर ला के वो कोर्ट में सबमिट कर देंगे, जिसके लिए अब 4 से 6 महीने लग रहे हैं सर। वहीं पे रिटायर्ड तहसीलदार शुड बी एंगेज, देयर सर्विसेज शुड बी यूटिलाइज, आइदर सम सैलरी शुड बी गिवन टू दिस स्टाफ ऑफ 30 people, or case wise remuneration should be given. They are ready for both the things. So this is something very wrong कि someone is coming, someone is not served, दूसरी पार्टी जो सम्मन सर्व करने वाला है उसके साथ मिल मिला के, आपको पता ही है क्या करते हैं, मिला नहीं, बाहर गया हुआ है वगैरह वगैरह, 3-4 सम्मन 6 महीने तो इसी में लग जाते हैं सर। वो 2 दिन में रिपोर्ट आ जानी है। तहसीलदार के पास फीता भी है, वो कानून को लेगा, नायब तहसीलदार को लेगा, पटवारी को लेगा, रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट से सम्मन दिखा के, सम्मन लोकल तहसीलदार को नहीं जानी चाहिए, वो जो कोर्ट में बैठा है तहसीलदार उसी को चले जाने चाहिए, अंडर द इंचार्ज ऑफ एनी जुडिशियल ऑफिसर, वो उसकी ड्यूटी लगा दें, सीजीएम या एक एडिशनल ऑफिसर और लगा दें, एडिशनल सीजीएम लगा दें, वहां से आ जाएगा। दूसरा सर ये है कि वेन एवर सम डिसीजन इज गिवन बाय द कोर्ट कि कोई रेंट की प्रॉपर्टी खाली करवानी है, कोई नजायज कब्जा हटवाना है, तो ऑर्डर इज इशूड एंड देन इट गोज टू लोकल एसएचओ। लोकल एसएचओ has to deal with VIP arrangements, has to deal with law and order, has to deal with crime. Instead of this, every district has got police lines in which 300 से 500 पुलिस वाले रहते हैं, including sub inspector, assistant sub inspector, हवलदार्स and inspectors, all that. उसमें से एक 50 का कंटिजेंट भी एक सीजीएम के डिस्पोजल पे दे दो, एक डीएसपी लॉ लग जाए, ताकि जितने भी कोर्ट केसेस इशू होते हैं जिनमें नाजायज कब्जा हटाना है, वो तुरंत उनकी डिस्पोजल पे ये 50 का कंटिजेंट रहेगा, वो पुलिस लाइन में एक बस उनके पास हो जाए, एक जीप हो जाए, वो ऑफिसर है ही, और जैसे ही ऑर्डर आया वो शाम तक, अगले दिन तक कब्जा हटा कर रिपोर्ट दे दें। इसी में 6 महीने लग जाते हैं। पुलिस के पास समय नहीं होता, कई बार कुछ और भी पॉलिटिकल इंटरवेंशन भी चलती है। You see, police is a different organization. So for these purposes, a contingent of police officers and police staff should be at the disposal of an officer from police at the disposal of CJM or additional CJM within the court premises. ये 2 समस्याएं हल हो जाएं तो ही एक कोर्ट केस जो लगा हुआ है ना, वो 10 साल की बजाय 5 साल में डिस्पोजल हो जाएगी।
ओके, तो ये स्टेप्स है बेसिकली।
Third measure is also required. Sir, in a district, the farthest village may be 50 kilometers away, 60 kilometers away. And from that, during rainfall, it becomes difficult for sometimes lawyers to come, for sometimes from the litigant to come, वगैरह वगैरह। हर बीडीओ ऑफिस में और हर गांव ग्राम पंचायत जो सीएचसी सेंटर हैं और जो ग्राम सचिवालय हैं, उसमें स्काइप के थ्रू और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ हरियाणा का जो कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम है उसके थ्रू ऑनलाइन गवाही हो सकती है। वो वहीं अपने गांव से ही गवाही करवा दे, उसको आने की लोड़ नहीं है, कोर्टों में भीड़ करने की लोड़ नहीं है। ऑनलाइन आजकल जेल से सब कोर्ट्स में गवाहियां हो रही हैं, सारे क्रॉस एग्जामिनेशन हो रहे हैं, सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स का हैंड ओवर टेकन ओवर हो रहा है, और उन सीएचसी सेंटर में सम्मन ही सर्व करने में आजकल 3-4 महीने लग जाते हैं। कोर्ट से सम्मन जाए ऑनलाइन और सीएचसी सेंटर वाला रिसीव कराए, ग्राम सचिवालय वाला रिसीव करवाए, इतना स्पीडी डिस्पोजल हो जाएगा। सब जो प्रोसीजर देखिए ना, एक एक प्रोसीजर पे 3-3 महीने 4-4 महीने लग रहे हैं, तो ये बहुत शॉर्ट हो जाना है। सम्मन गया, 2 मिनट में मेल पहुंच जाती है, उस बंदे ने उठा, उसी गांव में रहता है, उसकी ड्यूटी है ग्राम सचिव की या सीएचसी वाले की, उस बंदे के पास साइन करा के उसने 2 घंटे में सम्मन सर्व करा कोर्ट में वापस भेज देना। सम्मन सर्विस एक मजाक बना पड़ा है। ये 3 हैं, फिर आई विल बी सजेस्टिंग सम मोर मेजर्स ड्यूरिंग द रेलेवेंट stage of discussion and relevancy of its point. So these 3 will make amazing difference in the disposal of the cases.
और कुछ रियल टाइम फोकल पॉइंट्स जिस पे अपन गौर करके इन चीजों को और कम कर सकते हैं, टर्न अराउंड टाइम फॉर अ जजमेंट, उस पे क्या हो सकता है?
Sir, a WhatsApp group between bench and bar should be created in every district for convenience of the lawyers and litigants. A litigant reaches the court and he finds that the presiding officer is on leave. He goes back weeping and weeping and weeping. If there is a WhatsApp group between the bench and the bar members, so that person, even the lawyer, does not know when he appears in the court, he comes to know. Meanwhile, the litigant is on the way. So such small things and such messages should travel through WhatsApp message that this is the date fixed for argument, this is the date fixed for written statement, and all that. These are very small measures, and there must be an online mechanism of supervision of district court or sub court by a panel of judges who can avoid innumerable and numberless adjournments being sought by the lawyer who seeks that is